Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Sonic Heroes full game walkthrough. This is part 19 live. We're playing as more of the detective agency. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, kind of reminder that we're looking for 300 members in total. We're at 285. We're close to our membership goal, and we have less than 2 weeks to do it, but I think we can do it. And you guys also scored another episode of Monster Hunter. That'll be tonight. Today we're going to be pushing Wuthering Waves, part 21. Try to get as many views on that as possible because no one has really seen that video since it aired this Sunday. So the plan is we're at 940 views right now for that. So we're going to push that all day today because there'll be different people coming in throughout the day for the several different live streams that are happening. So that'll be the stream that I'll need you guys to watch during the startup and fun stuff like that. So it's not anybody's fault. For whatever reason, YouTube doesn't really allow the channel to get more than 40 to 50 people in a live stream. So we need to utilize those 40 and 50 people, even if only like 12 or 15 click the link. It's still, you know, 12 or 15 people that weren't watching it an hour ago. So we have to work harder, but we can do it. It's just we have to band together as a community. But hopefully you guys having a good day, and you're ready for more of the Chaotix team. And I think we're in the Rails level. I don't remember the... Yep. And so you guys can always be heroes by joining the channel. The join thing is over there. And mods, I have the... I made some tiny URLs so that we can kind of limit the spam of the channel for like some of the links we're pushing to try to keep it more organized and stuff. So, you know, I'm going to give you guys the tiny URL for Wawa. We actually used to use tiny URLs a lot back in the day. And then YouTube was like, yeah, you don't really need to do that. Well, I like it to be organized because the full YouTube link is so long, you know? It just takes up space. I like organization.
We click on your tiny URL and then we go to the video and then try to copy it.
You can just copy the tiny URL.
From the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty easily. There you go. So here is the shorts playlist. Bam. Boom. That's the shorts playlist. Okay. So anyway, let's get back into the wonderful world of Team Chaotix. Yeah. Team Chaotix.
Alright, hi, everybody. Hello, Jacob Langland. Hi, Vic. Hi, Miss Deanna. Hi, Max. It's Team Chaotix time. Hi, OH. Hi, Jacob Orion. Hi, Billy. Hello, Luke. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody said hello, Luke.
Hello.
Hi, Light Blue Yoshi fan. Hi, Unknown.
Yeah, let's go.
Hello, Luke.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Cosmic Guardian. Hi, Anthony. Hi, HM Callback. Hi, Blues Cat. Hello, Game Wing 1. Hi, Rebel Fleet Trooper. Hello, Dark Shock. And hi, OHI, Jacob Orion. Good to see everyone. So, hope you guys are having a great day today. Hello, Max.
Hello. Hello, Max.
So, we've got 100. We just made 100 likes. Just now. So, great job, guys. The next like goal is 120.
This must be the secret weapon capsule.
We found the capsule!
Let's get to work!
Trying to come up with a plan, darling. I've been looking over the numbers and I'm trying to figure stuff out.
Here we go!
No, I'm making hamburger helper.
I'm just putting in the crock pot so we can have right?
Well, I know, but the crock pot has to wash. To wash, I have to get all the stuff out of the sink. And to do that, it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to be in the kitchen for quite a few hours, so, you know, I don't know what you want from
Well,
me.
before the muscle cat, I can take this stuff out of here.
Huh? What do you mean, take stuff out of what?
You said you need everything out of the thing.
I would need to wash it. Why would I want to take it out dirty? What are you talking about? Why would I want Then where would I set the crockpot? Everything's dirty.
I understand.
What do you mean?
I understand.
I don't think you do.
Probably not. Alright, so that needs to go that way. And let's go this way. And ride the rails. That's it. Yep, there we go. Everything is the way they're supposed to be. Boom, 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 boom. So if I manage to pull this off and not get hit somehow. Oh wait, I didn't even see what I need to be doing. Do I need to kill all the robots? Wait, what is... Hang on. I don't even know what's going on. Wait. What is the objective? What is the objective?
Here we go!
I missed the objective.
Let's go!
Alright, what's going on, game? What do you want me to do? Destroy 30 capsules. Capsules? What are these capsules? You talking about the big silos? The tiny silos? Those are considered capsules.
Wow, my head's
Okay.
Here we go!
Only those things are capsules. Okay. Alright. So I have to destroy 30 of those. Got it.
I'll take the lead!
There's a capsule right there.
Let's go! Here we go!
Take the lead!
Let's go!
Being invisible has its perks.
Here we go!
Boom. 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 Okay, there we go. Capsule broke. Broken capsule. Any other capsules? No. Wait. No. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this whole mission structure thing, but it is what it is. Okay. So now I go up. What just happened? At least I didn't die. What is it, Link? What? Why? Why are you doing this? Oh, there's more capsules over there. Come on. What? I didn't do that. See, even Link says, nah, you didn't do that.
I'll take the lead! Here we go!
That was more like a surprise remark.
Let's go! Here we go!
There we go. Whoa, no! Oh. Darn it. Darn it! Okay, video. Wawa's fantastic.
The secret weapon capsule.
Usually Wawa easily gets 1,000 views after a few days,
Now
but
let's
it's
get
been
to
since
work,
Sunday.
boys.
I'm noticing after one day, people don't watch again. So it like Wawa ended, I think at like, what was it, 810 views. So 100 people watched the following day on Monday, and then it's had 0 people watching since then. So that means on live streams, just like we push, you know, people didn't watch the YouTube streams, we push the streams. And with streams, guys, archive streams, known as VODs, or archives, whatever you want to call them, you only have to watch for about 5-6 minutes for it to count as a view. It also helps if you haven't left a comment to leave a comment over there, because when you guys engage with those previous streams, it, you know, tells YouTube, oh, there's people watching this, so we'll, you know, there's audience for Wawa, so we're going to push this Wawa video into the search engine where people are watching Wawa. And that's how, you know, we easily get to the views that we need to move forward. Keep going. Okay. Is there anything else nearby that I need to do?
Here we go!
I would think there'd be, like, capsules over there. Nope. We good? Alright, we're at 8 out of 30. Check here. Is there any capsules behind me? Whoa. Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. Don't die now. No, I said don't die. Son of...
Missed.
There is a problem? Yes. I'm dying. There's a problem. I got cheap shotted. How is... Oh, he has wings. That's what he's saying. There is a problem. This game is causing me to go crazy. That's the problem.
Look.
Well, at least I looked at Sonic Heroes. I never have to do it again. So, silver lining. Well, there's aspects of Sonic Heroes I don't like. I like the Sonic stuff. I don't like the bugs with Shadow's team. I don't dislike the mission structure with Team Chaotic, but Team Bros was actually, they were more fun to play on. I especially hate the alligator section. Don't like the alligator section. That's just unnecessary torture.
Here we go!
You should be able to open this case with a switch.
Where do you see something?
Here we go!
Wait, I have to find something for the Switch? Why?
Here we go!
So, speaking of teamwork, did you guys hear that Power Rangers is supposedly coming back? Supposedly? And Disney's gonna be the one to bring it back? Like, they couldn't animate this. They look at this. The guy's feet. Like, look at how weird that looks. No.
Here we go!
Let's go.
There we go. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. Oh, what?
SPO, you think you can use that?
I missed the capsule. How do I get the capsule?
I'll take the lead!
Oh,
Here we go!
no!
Here we go! Choo!
Stop it, you stupid bee. No.
Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead! Here we go!
No, get up. Get up.
Here we go!
All right, there we go.
Let's go. Here we go.
Bam. All right, so far so good. We've got 12 out of 30. Okay. You stay here. You stay here.
Let's go.
Away we go. I was also thinking maybe we can trick the YouTube algorithm with the Tiny URL because the Tiny URL is an alternative source. It's not coming from YouTube. I mean, it's an interesting theory. I don't know if it'll pan out. They consider Discord an alternative search source, so why not Tiny URL? We used to use Tiny URL for a decade, and we stopped using it. I actually thought the Tiny URL website went out of business, but I guess not. They just rebranded. Of course, they're trying to charge people now. Apparently, if you use a certain amount of Tiny URLs a month, like they'll charge you or something.
Wonder what that dust on the floor is!
Whammo. Okay. Alright, is there any canisters nearby? Canisters!
Here we go!
Ooh. I'm invincible, suckers!
Let's go.
I stole my key, cool. No, no level up. We need to double check. Is there any stupid capsules nearby? Capsules. Can I break this?
Here we go.
No. Okay, looks like we're clear. Alright, moving on. Clear. Oh, that's good. We are pushing Wawa today, yep. Plan is Wawa. Wawa, 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 Wawa.
Clarity
That
and
is
focus.
that's the plan. Probably need to start on. Alright, Gator, let's go. Vector. Vector. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Worst Sonic player in the world. That's me.
Let's go.
Second, give me a trophy.
Here we go.
No one has played Sonic Heroes as badly as I
Careful
have.
not
I
to
deserve
fall.
trophies. I deserve recognition.
Anytime you're ready.
It's like they give movies like Razzie Awards. I want a Razzie Award from Sega.
Let's go.
I said the worst Sonic player. Here, have a trophy. Yes! Give it to me.
Here we go.
Yeah, so channel will get noticed for something. Every gameplay. Let's go.
Good.
Here we go.
You don't even see Wawa? I put the link. You want me to do it again? You're the worst Sonic player? I have competition. Titan? Okay. Alright. Well, I mean, does it take you 20 minutes to beat each level? 20, 23, 15 minutes? Like, super E rank? Quadruple E rank? Because that's me. I only have like five A ranks this entire playthrough. 5. And I only have 2 Chaos Emeralds. I think I win. You are a really bad Sonic player. Thank you.
Let's go.
I appreciate that. That's
This has
true,
to be
though.
the giant cannon's internal mechanism. Here we go.
Bam!
Don't touch anything, Tommy.
So, I'm stealing a YouTuber secret that it might be working, Amber. There are a lot of YouTubers, because of how badly YouTube's performing, they put a little red picture in their title. Yeah. They put the live circle, so I did that. We're over 65 people currently. Yeah. I think there's a way to cheese live stream that we've never known about. Well, let's keep it up today, see if it works. I don't know. We're in the experimental phase because channel shadow banned, so we gotta do whatever we can. You know, just gun shy of hiring the mafia and telling people, watch the videos or else. Cousin Videos, come visit you.
Here we go.
You notice that your view quota is kind of down because you guys ain't watching videos. That's okay, Cousin Vinny's gonna come say hello.
I wonder where this cannon is going to take us. We'll find out shortly.
I've noticed you've only watched 2 Kwingsletsplays videos today. That's a problem. Considering there was 4 or 5 videos that went up today. What are we gonna do to make amends?
Level up.
I actually have a Cousin Vinny, that's the funny thing. He's Portuguese though, he's not Italian. And he's an EMT, so I don't think he'll break anybody's bones. You know, because of that whole sworn oath of, like, not hurting people.
Can we do it again?
Doctor.
Tommy, this isn't a roller coaster ride.
I lost the key again! No! Well, I happen to die, so let's try it again. Let's do it again! You should really try not to take damage when holding a key. I'm sorry!
Team Chaotix offers a very unique mission-based style of gameplay.
watch the videos or my pal over here will be dealing with you. That's right. So, the K-Wings released 5 videos yesterday. According to our IP account, you only watched 1 video. That makes my friend Lenny here very uncomfortable. Now me, I'm a reasonable guy. I just say 3 videos, no problem. 5 minutes a day. But you only watch 1. That made my associate grumpy. We're gonna have to take care of that, huh? Tell you what, you can go for a walk and pick a nice place for your resting spot. For the next time, you remember. Lenny Grumpy. Hey, later, Gator. How's it going?
This must be the secret
Bam!
capsule.
Break the capsules.
Now let's get to work, boys.
Whoop.
I'll take the lead.
Up we go. Hey, hey, hey.
Let's go. Here we go.
Boom. Ding. Alright, so how many lives? I was going to say, now they only give us 3 lives. Before they were restarting me with lots of lives. Not anymore. I think it's because I reset my system. Blammo!
I'll take the lead.
Link is hanging out with you?
Here we go.
Link, where'd you go? You know where he is? He's probably up in the office. There were blankets all over the place, so I cleared up the blankets. So he probably, if I'm a betting man, I think Mr. Linky is sleeping on top of the sofa. All stretched out like he owns the place. That's what I'm thinking. If I had to, you know, I'd say that's what he's doing. Or, because you're cooking meat, he probably is inside of the window, either in the kitchen, or is inside the window upstairs. Because the only way we can prevent the house from setting off the smoke alarm is by ventilating the house, which it's a tried and true method. It does work. We just open up the windows, and it solves the whole problem of setting off the smoke alarm, because our stove sucks.
Here we go.
But anyway, back to the whole Power Rangers thing, because we're on teamwork. So apparently Disney is interested in revitalizing Power Rangers, and I'm looking at the news and I'm talking to some of the older Power Rangers news outlet guys, because I know those guys. And I'm just like, so let me get this straight, okay? Hasbro liquidized everything. Yeah. They sold the suits. Yup. They sold the props. Yup. They auctioned off the costumes, like the jackets of Dino Charge and all that other stuff. Yup. The Morphers. Yup. They did the monster suits, the Megazords. It was like, yep. I was like, okay.
Here we go.
Why didn't Disney announce this before they sold everything out of the auction? It's like, what are they gonna do?
Take the lead. Here we go.
It's like, I said, you know what this reminds me of, guys? I said, you probably don't remember this, but when the Adam West show was canceled, they were shopping around for a new network, and 6 months later, a new network was interested in doing the 4th season of Adam West the Batman. The problem is, by the time the network picked it up, which I think it was going to CBS, it was on ABC, is the Batcave, which cost like $4 million to put together, had been completely disassembled and like burned. The Batmobile had been sold, the costumes were gone, and they couldn't save the show anymore. So Adam West and Burt Ward and like, what's her name, Julie Newmar and Frank Orson, they all came back and they were shopping around for a network, and they found one with CBS, because Batman was on ABC, I'm pretty sure. But by the time the deal was finalized, the studio had already taken down everything. So there was no Batcave. There was, and they, you know, they didn't even think creatively. There was actually a way you could have saved the Adam West show. You want to know what it would have been? In the comics at that time, Dick Grayson and Bruce Wayne had moved away from Wayne Manor to be close to Dick Grayson's college in Gotham City. So they were staying in the Wayne Enterprise building. So you could have made a smaller Batcave inside of Wayne Enterprises, like in the comics. You didn't have to have an extravagant Batcave set that was like, you know, supposed to mirror the comic books at the time. Like, you could have done that, but the problem is executives didn't really know comic books, so they were like, oh man, we have to have, this is the Batcave that they were familiar with in comics, which had the red and the black or whatever, because that was very common in the Silver Age Batman comics, where he was, you know, going all over the place. Like, Batman Space Adventures and stuff like that. And they even did an homage of the Silver Age Batcave in Batman Brave and the Bold, the cartoon show. But I'm just saying, if executives actually knew their stuff, if they had a Kevin Feige back then, they could have saved the Adam West show and probably ran it for another 2 seasons on CBS with a cheaper budget. But nope, they were just like, ah, no, everything's gone, so I guess the show's over. But with Power Rangers' case, that's a lot harder because they got rid of everything. Even the actors who played the characters tried to get their hands on their, you know, past stuff, and they couldn't win them in the auction. Because, whoops, the Power Ranger stuff is all in somebody's private auction. Like, it's in their private collection, it's gone. So it's like, why would Disney wait till now, almost literally a year later, to announce, hey, we're gonna do this? It's like, really? Well, kind of too late, you know? It's funny. That's why it just shows how out of touch executives are. We're out of touch. We're out of touch. Because they're like, oh yeah, we can just resurrect this, no problem. It's like, just want to be that one executive assistant. Sir, there is a problem with your Power Rangers acquisition. Yeah, what's that? Hasbro got rid of everything. What? Yes, sir. According to our records, in November, they liquidized everything that had to do with Power Rangers. Everything? That's right. Well, we're screwed. Whoopsies. And I know, I saw people on Twitter freaking out. They're like, oh man, Disney is going to ruin Power Rangers. It's like, you idiots! When Disney had Power Rangers, they had some of the coolest seasons ever devised. They had fantastic writing. Disney let them go all out in budget-wise. They had a better budget. They had better stories. They had less restrictions because it was cable.
It shot us quite a distance.
Yeah!
Awesome! Can we do
It's like, if they hire the team that made Power Rangers Cosmic Fury and Dino Fury, yeah, they're hoes. Because those shows were canceled because of low ratings. People didn't like them. They had a niched audience that liked it, but that niched audience wasn't big enough for the ratings. That's why it got canceled, was because people weren't watching. And the people that said they were going to watch it, the modern audience, didn't watch it. And the sad thing is, Power Rangers bent over backwards to do everything the modern audience wanted to see in a Power Rangers show, and they still didn't watch! Don't you hate that? It's like, you accommodate these people, you do everything they say, and they're like, great! Great job! But do they support you? No! And they're like, well, you guys are gonna watch now, right? And they're like, well, we congratulate you for doing all this stuff, but no, we're not gonna financially support or watch you. Good luck! And then the people that do watch them, they're like, I don't want my kids to see this. That's the end of Power Rangers in this household, and more people turned off Power Rangers in the last 2 seasons, and that was it. So, I mean, nobody likes to talk about it, but it's true. The demographic of, like, kids and, like, families that were watching Power Rangers dropped off the face of the earth. They weren't supporting it anymore after Dino Fury. And you can even see the ratings, like, just completely crumble when it was on Nickelodeon. It's like, people are just kind of like, yeah.
It shot us
That's all.
That was awesome!
So I guess we'll see what Disney can do. I would probably suggest, because the people are still alive, I would get the team responsible for the last season of Power Rangers at Disney, which would be Operation Overdrive, I think. Or, what was the name of that one? Was it Operation Overdrive? What was the last show before Power Rangers Samurai? Was it Operation Overdrive, or was it the other one? It was another car one, wasn't it? Like post-apocalyptic, really dark show, where the Power Rangers were living inside domes and stuff, and the world was all polluted and destroyed. Was it Overdrive? Or was that something else? RPM. That was RPM, right? I always get the two car ones confused. Because they're both kind of like... Operation Overdrive was basically a weird show, and then... Because one of them had a robot human, like Pinocchio or something, I don't know. And then the other one was a post-apocalyptic kind of dark setting that fans really liked. And Disney was like, alright, we're gonna go out with Power Rangers with a bang. And then Saban's like, oh, you made Power Rangers profitable again, so I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna call it the Neo-Saban era. And we're gonna rebrand Power Rangers for Nickelodeon. And that's what he did. But if it wasn't for Disney... Oh crap. If it wasn't for Disney, then there's no way Power Rangers would have survived anyway. Because they revitalized the brand. They gave you things, if you want to know, like what were Power Rangers seasons that Disney did. Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, Power Rangers SPD. I didn't like Mystic Force, but Mystic Force was there. Power Rangers, Operation Overdrive, RPM, Jungle Fury. I think that's it. I might be missing one. Am I missing one? I might be missing one. Power Rangers Time Force was Saban. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. Was Wild Force technically Disney? Or no? No, that was still Saban.
Here we go. Bad luck for me.
Nuts. No, Lightspeed Rescue was not Disney. I don't think so. I always thought Ninja Storm was the first Disney show. Time Force was epic? Yeah, it was. Wild Force was half Disney, half Saban. I would believe that. Ninja Steel was Saban. Neo Saban. So the Power Rangers eras go this: Saban, 1993 through 2002. I think is when Wild Force was. 2003? Maybe 10 years? I think it was 10 years. Because Forever Red was a 10-year anniversary, wasn't it? So it'd be, yeah. And then 2004 through 2009 was Disney. Disney era. And then 2011 through 2022 was the Neo Saban, and then the Netflix era was 2000, or the Hasbro. Hasbro era was 2019 to cancellation 2023, I believe. Alright, let's try again.
Here we go!
Yeah, let's go!
Looks like all my paper towels are in the car.
Oh, there's a paper towel on top of the fridge. Might need a capsule to reach it. I know, I just want to remind you you're short. But there's a consolation, you're cute and small.
Now let's get to work, boys.
Oh, I'm still depressed. I'm just like, I've noticed that there's a little bit of an improvement with me starting at 3 something. Not much. I mean, it's a subtle improvement, but... Shift! Into turbo! These capsules is driving me insane. Should we play the music today? I think we should do the music. I need some perking up. I've already replayed this level so many times.
This must be the secret.
Sonic R music incoming! Sonic R music incoming, because I feel like it. I've already replayed this stage, like, for an hour, so I'm going crazy. Here we go! Stupid thing, where are you? What, again? I mean, I need to be happy a little bit. No super chats, no memberships. The stream might hit 1,000, but my spirits are low, so I need a pick me up, and cheesy 90s music is my pick me up. Sue me. Also, maybe I'll play better. Maybe I'll play better.
That should be your super chat goal.
What?
If we get $5 super chats, I might play better.
That's what you want the super chat goal to be? That's mean. There it is. There.
Guys, make sure we get the super chat goal. Because you know what? There's a lot of great things that we could get for super chats, such as a new video. But you know what would help the world the most is for Luke's gameplay to improve.
Wow. Thanks. Love you too. That's the meanest super chat goal ever. Well, at least people won't do it, so. Everybody. World peace is the next super chat goal. So mean, Amber. I'm looking around. This is me looking around. Nah. Ah! Thank you, Max. You don't have to humor Amber, though. Wow. Amber, enough with your ideas. Nothing happened with the goal. Let's try again. Oh my gosh. There's an anniversary this year for Princess Peach Showtime.
I might get all the Chaos Emeralds. Maybe.
Changing. I have Felix's old number. He doesn't do gaming anymore. Yeah. Oh gosh. I'm scared. Yeah, you're being savage to me. Amber's not just cooking. She's not just cooking in the kitchen, she's cooking me. Wow. Haha! Woo! It's happening! I'm improving a little. Oh no. The power of super chats. Hooray! I mean, the gameplay's improved a little bit. It's not like I'm lying. Is something on fire? What happened? What day is what? Why? Did you put that in the food? No! It's no good. Don't use that milk. No, it's not frozen. Chunks and milk is not frozen. It's not still good, obviously. Dear God, don't put that in my food, please. Please! It's not good milk! You were a chef, for crying out loud! Then use Lactaid! You can use Lactaid and Hamburger Helper, just do it! No! I am not worth the... I'm not eating it. If you use the milk, I'm not eating it. Bon appetit. I'll drive you to the ER. You don't understand why I don't like your cooking? This is why. This is why. Oh my gosh. It's not wasting food, it's keeping me out of the hospital. It's not saving food. It's killing me. There will be health problems if you feed me that. No, it's not fine. Please don't. You're gonna give me a heart attack. I'm not eating it. I don't trust you. I'm scared. No, I can't feel the sunshine. I'm gonna die. We don't do free streams, Cosmic. It's an ultimate perk. Otherwise, people would take advantage of the ultimate thing. But yes, she checked the expiration date of the milk, but the milk, even though it says it's fine, is chunky. So something must have happened to the fridge or something, because the milk on the date it says A-okay, but no, not okay. No, it's not okay. So probably what happened was is the people who like put the milk in the carton got the date wrong, which can happen. The fact that it spoiled this quickly when it still says it has several days left is just evident that they have the wrong date on that milk. Thank you, Cosmic. Well, I mean, you guys, the super chats haven't gone to waste. I am improving a little bit. Living in the city. I think partially it's because of the 90s music, too. Dream alive. Well, I mean, we can always get more. We just got paid. And it's okay if Hamburger Helper tastes a little sweet. I like sweet tasting things. It doesn't bother me. Sour, chunky tasting things I don't like. I have a sweet tooth. That's why I married you. No! Huh? Why am I hitting on you? I'm allowed to. I can be as creepy as I want. You're my wife. Ha. You're the only woman I can say that to, though. I get in trouble if I say that to some other girl. Either I riz her up or I end up in jail for being a creep. Na-na-na-na. Whoa! 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 Bam! Bam! So many places to be found. Nothing gets me down except when I fall to my death. That's an indication of going down. Trying to keep the dream alive. Whee! No, 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 no. To keep the dream alive. Bam! 19 out of 30! I'm keeping the dream alive. Wait! Yes! What, honey? I remembered now. Okay. I beat this level, I'll get it for you. I beat this level, I will go get it for you. I'm close. I only have to get 10 more. Oh my gosh, don't jinx me! I'm close! I have 2 lives left. No! Amber, don't jinx it, please! I mean, we get regular milk for cooking, and then lactate is for my cereal and stuff. So lactate we don't normally use to cook with. Although I would prefer lactate because I have problems with regular milk. I have to get lactate. Yeah, I know. I know. No! No, no, no! 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 That's not true. That's not true. Almost there. Almost there is your cute, small.
Well, I mean, Luke, if you're gonna get me my thing that I needed after you beat this level, I might as well just wait till next year.
Wow, I was doing really well until I died.
That's what they all say.
21. 22. Yes. Only 1 life. Why is that there? He's catchy. Okay. Almost there. Almost there! My fingers are sweating like crazy. We're falling! No, don't glitch out now. You're almost there.
Your friends are here.
My friends are here.
Mandy, I'm kind of like,
Yes, no.
I'm kind of like, I don't know, I might, I don't know. What is after this?
Cat game!
I mean,
I've been waiting for that for a couple days.
the muscular cat.
Muscular cat, yep.
I don't know.
What is it, darling?
I need to recharge and get energy go before I do the cabbage stuff.
Yep.
So I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I need to try to recharge.
No, 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 no. I'm too big. What? What is this?
How are the views hourly?
Probably not good.
Okay, well, I was hoping they'd be good so I could take a few minutes before I have to make the cabbage.
1350. It was at 14.
I don't know how I can magically get them up.
I haven't pushed the shorts yet because I'm concentrating.
Alright, I guess I'll do that.
Oh no. No, 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 not this, not now.
Oh, I forgot to put the timer on for my
Hmm.
thing. Timer. Also, this is
Thank you. Ah, 27 out of 30. I have to worry. Ah! Slow and steady wins the race. Probably. Okay. Alright. I'm going to grandma speeds, I don't care. 28! 29! Where's the last one? Where is it? I don't see the last one. I missed one, didn't I? Because this is the end of the level. No, 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 no. I don't. Oh, there it is! Ha ha! Yeah! Do I have to get items? Is this automatically... Do I have to press the button? Is it going to stay here forever? I'm not fooling around, you stupid game!
They said you are fooling around.
I'm not!
They said that you were fooling around, though. I don't know what to tell you, Luke. The game says you were fooling around.
That must be... What do we do now?
Secret weapons must be aboard that ship. Destroy it before it reaches the canyon.
Piece of cake! Ready, all cannons! Open
Okay,
fire!
mission accomplished. I played better too. Hooray!
Looks pretty tough. Are we ready? I can't wait! Let's go!
Amber, you play for a sec.
Oh no.
Maybe you'll beat him. Just collect rings and jump and hit him.
Oh, right. What are you talking about? Fresh eyes. What are you doing?
I'm getting your thing. I made a promise. Play.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm really bad at this.
It doesn't matter. Play.
You could just tell me where it
I
is.
don't remember exactly. I have a rough idea of what the vicinity it is. Just play.
I'm bad at the game.
Just try. Oh. Is that supposed to be making a crispy fire?
Probably not. 1 second, everyone. Every time you leave, I have to play, but when I'm not here, you magically can just leave.
On top of your soap bars. Oh.
I'm gonna have to get the brand name ones next time. This is not brand new.
Alright guys, short playlist time. Let's go. Thank you guys very much for the super chats. You miraculously improved the gameplay.
Here we go!
I know, it's incredible. Power of super chats.
Super chat goal every time.
I'm not bad at every game. I refuse to put that as a super chat goal every game. That's mean. That's mean.
That must be...
That's horrible.
What do we do now?
Secret weapons must be aboard that ship. Destroy it before it reaches the canyon.
Piece of cake! Ready, all cannons! Open fire! Looks pretty tough.
Okay, I have
Are
to
we
collect
ready?
these rings and hit stuff.
I can't wait!
Uh-oh. Hello, Max. Thanks for the super chat, Max. Max, Miss Deanna, Cosmic.
Thank you, Max, Luciana, and Cosmic Guardian, and everyone else who helped to improve Luke's gameplay. Thank you. I mean, really, thank you. finally watch the stream now.
Oh,
It
okay.
was kind of hard to watch
Okay.
before.
All right. I don't.
Now I can actually come on the stream. My eyes don't hurt anymore.
Wives like you.
What?
You didn't use the spoiler.
No!
No!
Maybe it was just frozen.
It wasn't frozen.
I mean,
Looks pretty
I'm
tough.
sure. I mean, I actually watched a TikTok video in which somebody cooked with spoiled milk, and they said that if you just make it, it's alright for you.
Oh no! No!
Some people use their spoiled milk to try to make other milk products.
That's a health hazard.
Like cream or
No,
yogurt.
that's not how you're supposed to make
Make it
sour
into
cream.
cheese.
No, gosh, Amber, you're gonna make me sick. You dumped it out, right?
Well, it's not dumped out yet, but I didn't put it out.
Realize what happened is somebody at the produce store put the wrong date on it when they were in a rush. Happened.
Thank you, Maxis. The task is complete. But there's still more to come later. Well done, young bee. Also, you and best friends did fantastic this night.
No!
Oh, Max, you should write like dialogue for a fun, like happy game. That's cute.
No, that's not cheese.
Thank you, Max.
Looks pretty tough.
That's not how cheese
Are we
works.
ready?
Yeah, I watched a video where somebody used their spoiled milk for something.
Amber, please. I don't need meat today. I don't know if I want to eat that.
You'll know when I tell you I made homemade cheese what it's made of.
Oh my gosh.
Ready all cannons.
Look, I made homemade cheese and I saved money.
Looks pretty
How
tough.
did you save money? Well, I used stuff that would usually go to waste.
Can't wait.
So we're using it.
Is that cackling a normal thing?
I mean, it's not normal for most people. I'll go check on.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go!
No, Amber's not an anime cook. Amber just hates
must
wasting
be-
food.
What do we do now?
Like, in my house, she makes sure that we eat things, like, literally on the expiration date.
Just a canyon.
Piece of
she
cake.
made a sandwich, like, a week ago. She was like, well, it's a couple days past. I'm sure it's fine. It's
Looks
like,
pretty tough. Are we ready?
roast beef did taste a little funny.
I can't wait.
It's seasoned.
Well, I can tell you some things I do know about the production.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Alright.
I passed. I plead not wanting to know. Whatever that is.
What's going on with the milk? Yeah, I'm like 10 months from School Rumble.
Oh my gosh, I love sweet.
Sweet death comes to me. It's sad when you don't know how to cook because you sleep away over the stove the same amount as someone who does know how to cook. But when it comes out, it's terrible.
My gosh, we haven't done a school rumble reference. I love school.
I don't know.
Da-da-da.
Amber, don't buy milk. Buy Milky. Oh, someone wrote Milky. Milky. Alright, I'll remember to buy Milky. Milky! Make sure it's Milky. it. Thank you, Raspberry. That's very sweet. Hammer was like first week to be in the head over those comments. Says red is very deep. Thanks, Raspberry.
Lords do not hit back, but wives do.
Retreat!
Wives punch below the belt. Now.
We'll get him!
Lord does not hit back, but wife does. Remember these words. Nice. Hey, my Asian accent is better than Assassin's Creed Shadow. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my god.
What's happening with it?
At least my Asian accent is respectful. They make them talk so slow.
Oh no.
And they enunciate. Yeah, so I will tell you one. Yeah, this is Assassin's Creed Shadow dialogue.
No.
Mushrooms grow in grass. Shiitake?
Why would they speak that?
Would you like a shiitake mushroom? But like in very stereotypical, like almost like how they made fun of Asians in the 60s.
Wow, why
Would you like shiitake mushroom? I'm serious!
Why would they do that?
Instead of sounding cool as Asian, like Master Splinter, they make them sound like stereotypical, like, let's make fun of Chinese and Asian people like it's the 50s and 60s American television. And they're like, this is so progressive. I'm just like, how is this not considered racist? It's like, what?
Right.
This is a dialogue from a AAA game?
Right.
Pull the other one.
Why wouldn't you just get there's a million people. Like, why wouldn't you just get games in Japan? So why wouldn't you just get like people that are literally Japanese Americans that have a slight
Exactly.
accent?
Why don't you get actual Japanese Americans to play most of the Japanese people? Exactly.
That would be like, why would you have to mimic a Japanese American accent?
Like, think about like the top. Okay, basically, you remember the top-notch voice acting in Ghost of Tsushima? Take that with the Japanese Americans and the Korean Americans who did the voice acting for that game, and then basically go back in time to the 1960s, and you have Assassin's Creed Shadows.
But I mean, let's just be real here. Like when they did like, I mean, well, actually no. Like, okay, I have a question. When they did Assassin's Creed Greece,
Yup.
did everyone have a Greek accent?
Yup.
Everyone had a Greek accent?
Yup. And
All right.
it was respectfully done.
All right, but I do not.
It's true.
I don't think everyone had a Norwegian accent in Assassin's Creed Vikings.
They
and
sounded a little Swedish.
maybe a tiny bit, but I
they
don't know,
most
not very
no,
much.
they mostly sounded like the Vikings in that Netflix show. It was still
So they just sound like Americans.
no, I mean they had like a European like twang, kind of.
Okay.
I don't have a very good Swedish accent, so I can't.
But Vikings, like like it depends where you're coming from. Like Danish and Norse, like yeah, I mean if you're Swedish, it would sound completely different than Danish and Norse. But I'm just wondering, like, what about
What I don't understand is why didn't they just get the cast who played in Ghost of Tsushima? Those are all like Asian American actors. Like why didn't they get them for the game to play like big roles? Because they're amazing actors. Why did they get all these people that are just
there's tons of people in Japan that speak English.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you could just get people that are literally living in Japan that speak English. I mean,
Roger.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Or like if you're gonna, I was gonna say like if you're.
Destroyed.
They kind of speak Old English in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yep, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. They have
Good
like a cool.
job,
One sec.
boys. Guess that Eggman was a fake after all.
Of course it was.
Oh?
Listen carefully. There's a jungle just to the north of here. Go there immediately.
Got it.
You know what? Our client sure seems to know a lot about this Dr. Eggman guy.
Definitely an agent. A relative, perhaps. Strangely enough, I had the same weird feeling about our client's real identity. It could be you-know-who.
Well, Valhalla was great because like it also had like the different types of English accents.
Yeah, actually, I think Jotaro's correct. It actually didn't take place in Norway
No.
primarily.
In the beginning it did.
So,
Once you start to focus.
although
Acted by the frogs?
I will say that I did not hear anyone getting a Norwegian accent correct ever. The only time I've ever heard like someone talk in a Norwegian accent and I'm like, oh, that's what it sounds like, is when I'm listening to documentaries and people are trying to talk, or not trying to talk. They're interviewing Norwegian people and they're speaking English, but their accent is so thick they have to put subtitles under it. I never hear that kind of accent on any game ever. Like, there was no Norwegian accent in that Valhalla game.
Here we go.
Like, I just have to say. Like, let's just be honest. When you really hear like a Danish or Norwegian accent, it's gonna sound sort of German. So none of that sounded sort of German at all. I'm just saying. So that means that they were primarily doing English, which makes sense, like, because it's English. But yeah. But like, okay, for Assassin's Creed, you know, Italy.
Assassin's Creed Italy?
Assassin's Creed 2 and for Ezio stories.
They sounded like they were Italian.
They had Italian accents, but nobody really speaks the language that the Egyptians spoke back then. Like, that Egyptian language is gone, so it would be hard to do an Egyptian accent. I don't really know what they spoke in Assassin's Creed Origins.
I don't remember. Every game that has had other cultures in it, they had done it respectfully.
Yeah, whatever it is, like, they at least try to do it in a respectful way, even if it's, like, hard for them to find the... Like, some of these are ancient cultures that we might not even know what they sound like.
I've not heard such offensive Asian accents since I was a little kid.
Like, why would they even need... If you can't do a Japanese accent, because they're all Japanese.
Well, yeah, they're all Japanese in the game, but oops, I got spotted.
But you're saying, like, in general, you've never heard any accent any imitation of an Asian accent as bad as this, except for this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, like, if you cannot mimic the accent correctly, yeah, but you're right. Like, if it's in ancient Greece, I hope they had sort of a Greek, like, twang to what they were saying, because if it just sounded kind of like Old English, that would be kind of inaccurate to Greece, since Greek is a completely different language. But, yeah, it's like, yeah, you would think, like, if you cannot do the accent, like, respectfully, like, you should not do it at all. Like, they should have just, whatever, like, if they were dubbing it in the UK, or they were dubbing it in the United States, whatever, or Canada, whatever, or Australia, whatever English-speaking country they were dubbing in it, I have to wait, because I don't even know if Luke can hear me, and I'm half talking to him, and he's completely looking at something else.
I was trying to find the clip of it, but I can't.
I'm sorry. I got distracted.
Ubisoft is pulling clips of it.
Whatever country you're dubbing it in, they should just dub it normally and just speak in normal whatever that country is. Like, if they dub it in Australia, everyone should have an Australian accent for, you know, Assassin's Creed Japan. I don't even know what this is called. Assassin's Creed Shadow. Like, they should just... If you can't do it right, then they shouldn't do it at all, basically.
Alright guys, we gotta push the short playlist now.
I'm starving.
I'm gonna try again. Restart.
That's what I think.
Oh wait, they said I failed, so quit. I hope there's an option for you to play the entire game in Japanese. You could play the entire Ghost of Tsushima game in Japanese if you wanted to.
They could have just had them speak in Japanese while using subtitles, says Raspberry.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I had the main character speak in English, and then...
Although, Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at Assassin's Creed Origins again, but although people say the ancient Egyptian language is, no longer really spoken there or whatever, I think that they did try to make an accent based on the people that currently live in that area of Africa today, and I think it did sound pretty good. So, I think as far as I remember, I mean, it's been a long time. If you could do like a Nubian accent.
Mission fails.
Since Nubia was like a huge part of Egypt anyway.
Here we go!
So everything was.
Here we go!
Actually,
Here we go!
Egypt actually had people from all over Africa. It was like a huge center for that area. Alright, let's guys and gals, don't forget to watch the short playlist. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, guys, we gotta have the shorts playlist go. Is it working, or do I need to use the regular link? Maybe the Tiny Earl thing isn't working.
Are you sure this is the right way?
Guys, take this time to click the
Just follow my lead.
the short thing, because we've dropped like 400 views in the past like 7 minutes. So we gotta push those shorts now. Like basically a live stream now only works for about an hour and 30 minutes. And then the longer the live stream is on, the more it damages the channel. Shoot, did the frog see me? Did he see me? I don't like this stealth thing.
Let's go.
Creepy frogs.
Here we go. It was here all along.
Yeah.
Here we go!
Ah!
But honestly, though,
If they wanted to do, yeah, if they want. It's interesting. But I mean, the game's getting roasted, and I actually Ubisoft reached out to us for like 3 months saying, hey, we'd love for you to cover Assassin's Creed Shadow. I said, no thank you. And then they kept bothering me. It was like, I'm not going to be looking at this game. Especially, I didn't reply to them, but do you know they have a thing in place where they can sue you now for like criticism? They haven't actually said in their legal document what they consider harassment, so they could interpret the criticism or like making fun of their game as harassment, and then you could get sued by Ubisoft's lawyers. They are so terrified of this game failing that literally they have a team of lawyers ready to sue gamers and critics for what they deem harassment. Like, Ubisoft has fallen so far off the face of the earth that I don't even recognize the company anymore. Like, that is the ultimate desperation. Like, they know that their game's not going to do well, so they're taking a stance that, could literally harm people. And the sad thing is, they've delayed the game so much, they had time to actually change it, but they doubled down and made it worse. So, I mean, I just don't... It doesn't make any sense. It's painful to see that they've just completely, missed the plot, as we used to say. That was a term. That was an 80s term. They didn't understand the assignment, yeah. Yeah, and Japanese people are like making fun of them mercilessly today. It's funny. Like, Japanese Twitter is hilarious today. One guy was talking about a dialogue scene between Yasuke and the girl. I got seen. Did I get seen?
Here we go.
I'll take the lead.
No, I didn't.
There's a frog over there.
I didn't say that. I just said I don't. I don't feel comfortable covering this game, and I didn't do the last Assassin's Creed you sent. I didn't do it, so I don't want to do it.
Here we go!
I kept my reasonings for rejecting them like very professional, but like I'm just thinking, do not send me this game because it's like I cannot. I'm not one of those people that can withhold my criticism, so. It's like I would end up getting sued because of how like I would basically like approach it the same way I did that Star Wars Outlaws game.
Let's go.
Which was like comedic, like insulting. So they have not specified what they consider harassment. Like if they're getting death threats, yeah, of course, sue those people. But if like people are making fun of their game and memeing them to death and saying the game sucks, that doesn't constitute harassment. But like I said, these softies, these activists and stuff, like when they get, their legal teams involved, they don't specify on purpose.
Boy, it doesn't look good.
I'll handle it.
And they could sue whoever they want, exactly.
Here we go! Here we go!
Did I make it?
Here we
I think I
go!
made it. I can't see where I am! No! Yep, like, I mean, if they were, this is why Sakurai said what he said. Like, a Japanese game would push one character. Like, if they were saying, oh yeah, we need more diversity, we need more all this other stuff. Like, they would have, like, the Yakuza games have all types of people. Like, because it's supposed to represent a modern game, so they have all types of walks of life in the game. The difference is, like, they do it tastefully, and as well as if you don't want to go interact with those people, you don't have to do those side missions. The problem is with Ubisoft is most of the stuff that you would be uncomfortable with, they force you to play it. It's the same as Dragon Age. Like, the Dragon Age, the Veilguard or whatever, you could not opt out of most of the stuff because the propaganda was right there. Whereas in other Dragon Age games, if you didn't like a character, you could go up and gut them like a fish. Like, you didn't have to be a nice person. If you didn't like somebody in the game, you could literally go up and just stab them. Same thing in Mass Effect. You don't like somebody, you just shoot them. You have options. There was, as far as I know from people who've played those games, there is no option to kill any of the characters that annoy you in Dragon Age the Veilguard. You can't. You're always forced to sit through their dialogue. And it's not just dialogue. It's like... The reason I call it propaganda is because they literally explain to you everything about who they are. You can't skip the scenes. They're non-skippable. And you're forced to sit there and basically be brainwashed. Or, like, to accept what you're seeing or whatever. You don't have any options. The Yakuza games, what make them so great is you don't have to do certain things if you don't want to. If you put yourself in that position, like, I stayed out of the red light district. So I didn't get to any of that, R-rated stuff. Because I didn't put myself in that position. So when I was playing the game and streaming it, I didn't have to worry about, running into certain aspects of the game because I purposely avoided it. Right? So, you play it the way you want. The problem with Western games is you cannot play the game the way you want. Like, there should literally be an option, like, if there's a character that bothers you in Assassin's Creed or Hitman or whatever, to kill them. Like, you don't, and it doesn't do that.
Roger.
Oh, most people in Japan are boycotting it, as well as, like, the Japanese Diet is still, like, discussing the game. The Japanese Diet met yesterday, and they had a televised thing where they were talking about the game and saying how they were basically telling people not to buy it in Japan, and they were saying why. They had 2 years to fix it. They didn't fix any of the historical inaccuracies. They didn't fix any of the buildings. They still are messing up Chinese script with kanji. There's still so many things in there that literally... It's not just one slap in the face to Japan. It's like 100 hand slap. E-Honda. Ba 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 ba.
It's like they're purposely getting it wrong on... It's like they got it wrong on purpose.
Well, I mean, the game was written by a liberal right lady and a lady who no longer considers herself Japanese who lives in England. Like, that's your writing team. She thinks Japanese culture is toxic, so she prefers to be in England or something.
Chow are very cautious.
Yeah, the game was written by a Japanese lady who hates her own culture and a liberal white lady who hates everyone. And is basically forcing everybody to live her fetishes. That's pretty much the game. It's sad, but I mean that's what it is. So it's like, I'm not going to cover it because I don't want to get sued. I'll cover Xenoblade tomorrow. Nintendo's not going to bother me. If I make fun of the game or whatever, I'm fine. And there are aspects of Xenoblade Chronicles X that's ridiculous that I could make fun of. But it is a cool game. It's just, I didn't want to get it because I didn't think people would watch it. I still don't think people would watch it. I'm hoping the Muscle Cat game does well tonight because I've been waiting. I've had the copy for several days now. There is no harem in Xenoblade Chronicles. It's a mech game.
Here we go.
Xenoblade Chronicles X is like... How do I describe it? No. Xenoblade Chronicles X is kind of like... how do I explain this? Xenogears and Xenosaga. In a way, it's a... more of an emphasis on the mechs.
There's a frog over there.
What? What'd I miss? What am I supposed to be doing here? I missed something. Hang on. Gotta do it again.
Here we go.
She hates Japanese culture. The writer.
She should keep that to herself.
Because she thinks it's basically Gooner culture.
What's that mean?
It's a derogatory term that the left came up with to make fun of people that like anime and attractive characters. Right. You must protect them from Eggman. Find and protect 10 Chow. How do I protect the Chow? Right, but I'm just saying, like, it's, there was so many red lights, or so many, red warning signs for this, you know, the new game, that they had a chance, and literally people who were even giving them constructive criticism, like, 2 years ago, like, not making fun of them for doing this, and all the rumors. The sad thing is, all the rumors turned out to be true.
I think I heard Chow.
Every single one of the rumors about the game was correct.
Here we go.
And they were like, oh, you know, you can't judge this game until you play it. But every single thing that people were concerned about happened.
I mean, I know a lot about Chinese culture, and, like, I know I don't know that much about Japanese culture, but anime and like, gaming is not the first thing I think about with Japanese culture, because my grandfather living in China, I would think about their food, their clothing, their history, their houses,
Architecture.
their family structure, their architecture, like, just like their art, their music. Like, I would not think about anime and like video games as the first thing about their culture.
It's a big part of their
I would
culture.
think about their government, like their emperor and all kinds of things. History. I would never. Yeah, it is a huge part of it, but it is odd that she would think of it like that because it's such a small part. Like, nobody had. The Japanese food, even when I was in culinary class, they said there's very few countries in the world that have reached like a pinnacle of like their food is like excellent. When like people like have to like go across the world to like research how to make food like that. And Japan is one of them. It's like France, Japan, and a couple others.
Well, Japanese cuisine is amazing. Yeah.
So it's like there's so many aspects to Japanese culture besides just video games and games that it's huge. Like I mean, it's too bad that they couldn't focus on the food alone. Could have been a huge part of the game if they had actually.
Use this ID to get to the other
That's not the
side.
thing. So, the thing is, like, with the... If they wanted sumo representation in the game, they should have just made a sumo guy. Like, the thing is, every single thing that they do in that game is to create outrage. Like, they are purposely doing it because they want to tick people off. This is how activists do things. And then if you say anything against them, then they say, well, you're blah, 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 blah.
They make it like you're making making a mountain out of a molehill, even though they purposely did.
They purposely did it.
To make people upset.
Right, they purposely did it. It's like what we used to call in game journalism rage baiting. Rage baiting was when you would purposely make something, like an article or a video, in order to get clicks to your website so that you would get attention. Because it's usually, we would do that when it was a slow news week. No, I'm serious. Like, oh yeah, IGN would do it, GameSpot, Got Game, GameZone, OneUp.com.
We'll just say we'll have a hot take.
Of course, like you would either
Why wasn't Chun-Li in Mortal Kombat?
No, not that. Not Kotaku stuff. Like, you would write articles like, is Majora's Mask overrated or is it underrated?
Oh, wow.
What is people's obsession with Mask Majora? Or what is blah, 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 blah. You would find ways of tweaking both interest in your article, but also, like, rage baiting. So you would have a hot take, like,
Right.
oh my gosh, is Super Mario Bros. 3 really a good game, or has it aged poorly?
Wow.
You would do that kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly.
That would make me upset.
But, well, yeah, of course. It garners a emotional reaction, and people come to the website. You know, I remember one year there was a publication that had a thing against Inafune. Inafune, the guy behind the Mega Man games. So he wrote a scathing article about Inafune, and the article got so much heat that Inafune himself, like, was going to sue them for defamation.
Wow.
But it got the reaction that people wanted because, or they got attention. So Kotaku, which is a company that's all about clicks and attention, like, they purposely do things that get people upset, but also at the same time, they have that backwards belief. Like, they have that weird belief that, you know.
Yeah, they're not just doing it for clicks. They're not just being like, oh, man, I'm just gonna do this, but I'm not completely serious.
Right. They honestly believe in their, you know, little brains that that's the right course is to insult people. Okay.
Even though they, what I don't like is they expect Japanese people to constantly attack, you know, either Chinese or Japanese companies or Korean companies, and are like, you guys aren't, you know, putting enough, like, American values in your games. But
what American values?
Why should they when they won't even get Japanese culture correct? Like, isn't that hypocritical? Like,
right, but that's the thing. So most people are saying, hey, if you want to have sumo, here is this very popular, like, sumo guy who was around during the time of Nobunaga. Why don't you have him as playable? You've already gave us right. That's what the Japanese said. They said you already gave us Yasuke. We didn't want Yasuke. We didn't know you were bringing a sumo character into this. Why couldn't it have been a historical character that was actually a famous sumo person at the time of Nobunaga? Yeah. Like, that's all they said.
Also, I feel like they could have easily changed the buildings in that game, like, because as far as I know, like, a lot of these, like environmental editors and stuff are all on the computer, and if you would change one rooftop, I think you would probably change a lot of them.
I don't want to die.
I think, like, a lot of these environmental, like, design things are now on the computer. Like, you could, I mean, it's like computer generated. Like, you make, like, a town, and you show, like, the template for the one house, and kind of, like, duplicate. So I think it would be pretty easy to, like, change that. It's not like you're hand drawing each house anymore.
Careful not to fall. It's really
I'm gonna have the rest of my hamburger open, and then I'm gonna try to make the cabbage stuff. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna try to cook and guys.
No, I'm mad. I'm mad at the game. If I keep failing, I'm putting the music back up.
Yeah, let's go!
I think we should play Mirage instead of Shadow. I'd be down with playing Mirage. If you wanted to play an M-rated game.
Here's your next mission.
No, I don't want to. No, there's too many F-bombs in that. No. Yeah, but now people are freaking out because the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima is coming out this year, I believe. And all the stuff that people said about when Assassin's Creed Shadow was in development, like all the people like coming out and saying, hey, this is going to be in the game, this is going to be in the game, this might upset gamers, blah, blah, blah. They said that originally. There's been stuff leaking about the Ghost of Tsushima sequel that sounds just about as bad, if not worse, than Assassin's Creed Shadow, and it's like, oh no. And it's like, so this year is going to be the last hurrah for Activist games. Like, there's at least 15 Activist games that are releasing between now and, like, the end of the year. Just like last year, there was 30, and out of the 30, I believe 22 failed. 22 flops. Which is why we basically say that 2024 was the death knell of activism in gaming, because like most Japanese developers took note, because they don't want to lose that much money, they don't want to go bankrupt. 16 developers closed their doors in 2024. So far, I believe 7 developers have had their studios shut down this year since January. We've already lost 7 developers so far. And it's just the beginning of the year, mostly. So the fact that Sakurai said something, which Sakurai, you have to understand, the Smash Brothers daddy is a traditionalist when it comes to Japanese stuff. He's a very, keeps his opinion to himself. The fact that he had to say something so that his other Japanese, like, developer friends grow a spine, that speaks volume on how things are changing in Japan to where they're going to stop the activist nonsense. Because Sakurai is a guy that likes to just make games and not talk about stuff. Like, even when he made his articles for Famitsu, he never talked about, like, Japanese politics or anything. He just was writing about games. Like, he was a reporter for Famitsu for, I think, it was a hobby for him. Like, he was, like, freelance for, my gosh, at least 15 years. I believe he started writing for them in 2002. And then he kept writing with Famitsu, like, Sakurai's Corner until 2021, 2022. Because the thing is, you have to remember that Sakurai, Smash Daddy, he didn't have to be a reporter. He already made so much money as a developer. He did it for the passion of it. He loved to write about video games. And also, you know, because he worked at Nintendo or worked with Nintendo, he had to... The only way he could talk about other companies is if he had a pass, because Nintendo didn't like it when their employees and their top companies would be, you know, talking about the competition. So Sakurai was like, okay, well, if I'm a reporter for this Japanese video game publication, I have a free pass to talk about whatever games I want without Nintendo stipulations. Because what people don't understand is that Nintendo has it's like an unwritten rule. They don't like it when their employees talk about the competition. Now, Reggie Fils-Aimé, when he was there, he didn't really care. Like, if people would interview him, he would be saying, you know, competition is good for the industry, and he's a guy who wouldn't be gun-shy about, oh yeah, I have an Xbox and I have a play, blah, 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 blah. Like, he would do that kind of stuff. But Japanese employees of Nintendo, it's almost like there is a hush order that you're not allowed to talk about the competition. So, when Sakurai took the freelance job at Famitsu for years, he could basically do whatever he wanted, and his best friend Iwata couldn't say jack because he was a reporter. If you think about it, it's really smart.
Yeah.
Japanese is very smart. But even now, they don't really like it when their employees talk about like other stuff. Especially the what do you call it? What is their name? The shareholders at Nintendo, like the old like Japanese wealthy guys. They don't like it when you talk about like actual other consoles. But they were always like that. They were like that. They were heavy into the console wars, like in the 90s and it's not partially the Nintendo guy's fault. Like the dude who basically insulted Square in like 1996, 1997. He was probably put up to it by shareholders who were like old money. So, but also that former Nintendo president guy was really cranky. Like, he did take it as a huge slight that Square went with PlayStation over the Nintendo 64, because he really wanted Final Fantasy VII. Like, he wanted it bad. It was the first 3D Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy always had a huge splash on Nintendo. So when Square says they couldn't get Final Fantasy VII to work exactly the way that PlayStation could, he basically was kind of like, I think he was the one that cut ties with them after that. I don't remember, though. The story for that keeps getting muddied over the years, and it's already been, like, so long, and a lot of the participants in that feud are long dead, you know? The president of Nintendo,
Here we go.
before Iwata, I believe, passed away, and the president of Square, I believe he was gone, too, the guy who was Squaresoft. So the feud between those two businessmen has been long over, and ever since the GameCube, Final Fantasy's been back in a driving force on Nintendo again, for the most part. And you'll see probably a bigger emphasis on Final Fantasy stuff on the Switch, too. Like, guaranteed. But with the Switch 1, there was a lot of Square games. There was a lot of Square games on 3DS. Square preferred to work with Nintendo on, like, DS and 3DS games, so I don't really remember a huge presence of Square games. I almost fell through the frickin' platform. I don't remember a huge emphasis on Square games on the Switch. There was a few, and they were pretty good. But Square did not like the, they were very, not even candid about it. They did not like the Nintendo Switch, what do they call that thing? The Nintendo Switch live service, streaming service thing, where you could stream games that couldn't fit on the Switch's hardware, because it made their games look bad. So you can play all of Kingdom Hearts and you can do other stuff, like, by streaming it on the Switch. But even if you have the most amazing internet ever, you're not going to be able to handle the type of graphical things that happen in the Kingdom Hearts games. You're always going to have, like, slow run times and bugs and things like that. So Square does not like the cloud service. And if you've noticed, for the past, like, 4 or 5 years, Nintendo hasn't really been talking about the cloud service option on the Switch anymore, because they know it's terrible. They don't... I haven't seen one game over the past, like, at least 2 years where they do a Nintendo Direct and they say, this game is available on Nintendo's cloud service, because they know it sucks. Well, I mean, but what he's saying is just common sense, though. But so many Japanese developers were, like, coerced by these activist companies, like these consulting agencies, to basically do what they say, or they're out of touch with American values. That's the kind of stuff they would say. And also, they would actually, they would hold resources from the Japanese. Like, they would do a bunch of stuff that's technically illegal. And all this stuff came out when these activists had these conferences, and they would talk about their methods, and their methods are bordering on, like, corporate espionage, and, what was the other thing they were doing? Extortion, and, some other stuff. So, I mean, majority of these consultant agencies were all evil. The problem is they tried to be our representatives. Like, they said, when they went to Japan and stuff, they said, we're representing the ideals of all American gamers and, you know, global idealism. And Japan was kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess we have to, you know, change how we're doing some stuff. I thought we were doing fine, but according to this consultant group that has a lot of pull and a lot of our friends work with them, I guess we have to work with them too. So they just didn't do their research. Like the Japanese agencies. They just let these people come in and set up shop. Now they're kicking them out, but, you know, the damage was done for years. And they just couldn't see the writing on the wall, because they had the idea, based on American media and all this other stuff, is that's what the culture was. That's what Americans were shifting for. So we need to do this, we need to make sure this character's in the game, this, that, and the other. And that became their focus because they thought that's what happened. And then when they started to see how sales have suffered and how, you know, a lot of Japanese people, the developers specifically, do not use Twitter and social media. They're old school. They don't even have a MySpace really, or Facebook really. So they listen to, when they go to conventions and stuff, they would be listening to their constituents and stuff like that. And they have forum sites where they would get feedback from their, you know, super fans. They're old school. They use forums because forums are an important way that they believe, especially manga people, how they gauge their audience and what people want and what they don't want. It's a, you know, archaic method from the early like 90s and the 2000s, but it's something that Japan still does. Their developers are really big on, you know, seeing what people say about their games. But they don't go on Twitter usually because Twitter is kind of toxic. I get a forehead kiss? Why? Because I managed to fail getting the emerald again? I get a kiss because I failed. Alright, I like this plan.
You're cute.
I'm cute and I get a kiss. See, even though I failed to get the emerald, I still win.
Excuse me, miss. I was wondering if I could ask you something.
If it's about a date, it'll have to wait.
Date? You think this is a joke, you little brat?
Now hand over that chow nice and easy.
I bet you're the ones who took chocolate chow.
What?
It's not nice to tease my friends.
Yeah, time to rock and roll!
Misunderstanding here, but we can't.
My tornado guy is dead! We're toast!
Here we go!
Ah! What does that mean? Is it not edible for us to have? Oh my gosh! Amy killed us! That looks yummy to me.
There's gotta be a major misunderstanding here, but we can't back down now.
Yeah, so anyway, so basically, what Sakurai was saying is that he believes it's okay for Western gaming to do its thing, but he doesn't believe that Japanese should try to rush and create or even like utilize American values anymore in their games. He thinks that Japanese developers, like he saw with what China did with Black Myth Wukong and stuff like that, they need to focus on, you know, games that they've always been making. And no, Japan didn't start the gaming industry. They saved the gaming industry in 1985. America killed the gaming industry in 1985. 1984. Yeah, I think it was 84. Wait. Gaming industry was started in the late 70s. And then arcade games were really big in the 80s. Actually, I think it was 83 when the game industry crashed. I think it was the year I was born. It's my fault. Yeah, I'm the reason why Atari, whatever year the ET game came out, that's when the game industry crashed in the West. So I think it was 83. 1984 was Famicom in Japan, and then 1985 was the NES in America. I think. Or was it 86? I can't remember. I'm getting to the point where I'm forgetting things because as you age, your brain starts to... Okay, thank you, Joseph. 1983 is when the game industry crashed. So the NES in the not Super Famicom, the Famicom was 1984, correct? Like December 84 in Japan, and then 1985 is when the NES released in America. Everything. Once I can get those dates right, then I can continue, because I can continue my stuff. Vector, come on, man, you can beat these posers. Get him! Get him! You can do it! Ah! Come on, Vector, you can beat Amy. You can do it! Oh my god. Okay, alright, so yeah. Yeah, Japan was the one that saved the game industry after the crash of 1983. With the fall of Atari, and arcades was actually failing too. So Japan, they released their new system like after the crash of the American and Western game industry. Switch now!
There's gotta be a major misunderstanding.
I need the ninja. I need the tornado. I can't do this without the tornado. Amy, stop being cruel! It has to be the tornado. The tornado is the only way to win.
I failed.
Haha!
Roger.
See? See? Ha 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 ha! Yep, Nintendo saved the game industry originally, yeah.
Forgive me,
And it's
but
just kind of
this is our
funny is
duty.
because right now the game industry is kind of in a spiral. And even though Sakurai, you have to remember, he doesn't work for Nintendo. Sora Ltd is his own developer. Like, he just has loyalty to Nintendo because they continue to make good games, and he likes that people are still using the same philosophy as Iwata.
Misunderstanding. Yeah, sure made fools out of ourselves.
Nothing new for you, Vector.
What? You were the first one to jump at the chance.
No time for arguing. Now's the time to be on guard. It's very mysterious around here. Here's your next mission. You'll need to find the keys to open the doors found inside the castle. Find 10 keys.
Can we go now?
Stage 11. Yeah, Sakurai and Iwata were, I wouldn't say they were best friends, but they were close. They created Kirby together. They worked at HAL Labs. So anyway, even though Sakurai doesn't really work for Nintendo, out of respect, he still does a lot of projects with Nintendo. Although he won't be making the new Smash Brothers because he says that was too much stress on him. He's actually a huge Kid Icarus fan, and he likes bringing back... What?
The keys are around here.
What? Where?
What just happened?
What a mistake.
Weird. Sorry guys, I thought I had a problem with my program. Everything's fine. He likes bringing back like dead franchises and revitalizing them because it's a challenge for him. That's why he brought Kid Icarus back, because he was a huge fan of Kid Icarus. And he was always like, hey, why have we never made another Kid Icarus game? So that's why he made Kid Icarus Uprising, because he was like, I can reinvent this and make this popular. And it was a challenge, and he enjoyed it. But then the problem is that Sakurai didn't like is that Iwata like didn't trust anybody else to make Smash Brothers. Because Smash Brothers was always handled by HAL Labs people. And since HAL Labs was basically not really around anymore as much,
What?
Iwata was now the president of Nintendo. And Sakurai was like this big, developer inside Nintendo. When he opened up Sora was originally done so that Sakurai could fly free of Nintendo. Like, he wanted to be able to be like, alright, I can still make Nintendo games, but if I want to take a contract from another developer, I can. Like, I can go and work with Namco, or I could, because I'm a big fan of Tekken, I'm a big fan of Capcom Street Fighter. Like, I have freedom. That's what Sora is. Sora is a company where he can do whatever he wants. Still, all these years later, even though he has the ability to spread his wings and fly, he still mostly stays close to Nintendo. And he's working on something. It might be for the Switch too. I don't know. Nobody knows. But he doesn't like doing a lot of things if he doesn't have the freedom to do what he wants. And pretty much Iwata let Sakurai go all out for the final Smash Brothers game that he was at. Like, every contact that Sakurai knew in the game industry more or less had a representative in Smash Brothers Ultimate. Like, he did everything he could. There was a Square rep, there was Capcom, several Capcom, Konami, Namco, I'm trying to think who else would have been there. Sega, which I'm surprised we didn't get a Yakuza person, but Yakuza wasn't really well liked, like in the Nintendo world.
Thank you. Here we go.
Love you too, Ems. So the fact that I know a lot of people think, well, it's not a big deal that Sakurai is talking about this. It's like, it's a huge thing that Sakurai is talking about it, because you have to understand the amount of respect that Japanese developers have for, you know, Sakurai is immense. And if he's saying we need to get our act together and, you know, not worry about what the West thinks about our games anymore, and, you know, if we want to put whatever characters we want, like whether they're attractive characters or whatever, you know, they're not going to say in the West, when we describe things, we over-explain it. We, like, you know, make sure that people know exactly what is happening with this. When Japanese speak, they're very, like, they withhold a lot of information. So you kind of have to read in between the lines what he's talking about and why he even is speaking up about stuff. They speak with few words, exactly. Whereas, you know, when Americans speak, they say things like, well, you know, we're doing away with attractive characters, or we're not doing this, we're not doing that. They don't just say one thing. They have to over-explain things so that people understand and there's no questions later. Whereas Japanese, when they describe their games, they leave out a lot of information, for one. And two, like, most people know what they can expect from a Japanese game. Or an Asian game in general. You know, it's to be expected. So when he's talking about certain things, he's basically telling a lot of Japanese developers, because he doesn't want to see his fellow, like, countrymen struggle. Because they're a tight industry over there. They're more friends at, like, Japanese studios like Konami, Capcom, Namco, stuff like that. They're closer than the developers here in America are with other game studios. Like, they say there's a camaraderie here in America, but for the most part, there's a lot of isolation for these companies. The only time they really see each other is at GDC or when they're, you know, giving each other backpats on Twitter. They're not really close. It's not like they share a meal or, you know, most of these studios in Japan are so close together in Kyoto and Tokyo and things like that. Like, literally, it would not be uncommon for them to share a meal or, you know, see each other on the subway or something, you know? Like, they're a tight, very tight group. Which I think in America we would benefit from that type of, like, closeness, but, you know, probably won't happen ever. So, you know, when he's speaking up for the rest of his, I wouldn't say his people, it's not like he's Moses or something. He's not like the Moses of the game industry. But when he speaks, young Japanese developers, they listen. Because that's Sakurai. It's the guy, they grew up playing Smash Brothers. It's the dude who's basically Kirby's dad. It's a big deal. And I know a lot of people in the West, I've seen Twitter, they're very dismissive of what Sakurai said, or they're saying, well, he's not saying it like this. It's like, people are misunderstanding what he's talking about. It's like, no, it's pretty clear-cut what he's describing, because
You mean Castle Key?
he's a lot like me in a sense. Like, I've become very outspoken over the past, like, 4 years. Or 3 years. 3 years. But I was watching stuff and just kind of like, you know, a lot of us were aware what was going on. It's just like we didn't speak up. So it took him 6 years to finally be like, okay, we gotta stop. We gotta, you know, go back to formula. We can't be intimidated by these companies anymore. We have to make the stuff that we like and the stuff that we know that our customers want. Because he realizes there's a whole audience for that kind of stuff. He knows it.
So stay quiet.
He's aware.
What are you doing? Be quiet.
And so basically, yeah, they're gonna... I think, too, like, the whole Assassin's Creed thing has renewed, like, a fire under a lot of Japanese developers. And we're gonna see a lot of really cool games the next, like, 2 or 3 years. Because they're gonna be so angry that they'll probably make a lot of, like, ninja sword games going forward. Because they're just, like, annoyed. And the funny thing is, for years, they've been saying they're actually going to do that because a Western company made Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch. And they love Ghost of Tsushima so much in Japan that they are always talking about how they're going to make, like, a really cool ninja game like that. But they still haven't yet, as far as I know. It's possible we might see some elements of that in the new Onimusha game that's coming out next year, in 2026. Like that Capcom's doing, because if you look at that new game, it has humor, and it has some other stuff in it that, Jin acted in Ghost of Tsushima. When I look at the new Onimusha game that's coming out next year, the protagonist of that is both, like, really cool, and he has, like, a lot of levity to him. And that reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima's main character. Even though Ghost of Tsushima had some pretty intense stuff in it, it did have a lot of levity to break it up. Like, Jin is a very carefree guy that, yeah, he has to do a lot of stuff to save the island of Tsushima, but even though he trades in his traditional values as a samurai, he still holds a lot of his virtues and his personality is intact, even though he's going around slaughtering people, which is not the samurai way. The samurai way is, you know, if you kill somebody, you do it, like, face to face. Although that technically wasn't true, though. That was kind of like a American misunderstanding of, like, warfare of, like, samurais and things like that. Not always did samurais yeet somebody face to face. There was assassinations, there was archers, there was ballistic weapons, there was use of fire, there was all kinds of stuff. It's not like you would be like, alright, I'm looking you dead in the eye as I throw a firebomb on you, you know? Not every time during combat would a samurai, you know, kill a man without stabbing him in the back. It didn't work that way. Warfare was nasty. So the romanticized version of what Sucker Punch had for Japanese samurais was very interesting to see, because it wasn't always the case. Because, you know, hand-to-hand combat warfare is nasty. It's not always this very honorable thing that would happen on the battlefield. So it wouldn't be uncommon for a samurai to literally, you know, yeet somebody from behind, or use a what do they call her?
Healing robot is like a magician
It starts with a
and
G.
can transform himself once
Is
he
it
flips
Gesha?
over. When he does, watch out.
The lady with the white face paint. I can't remember how to say it. But they would incorporate female spies to basically yeet important men in Japan. That would be her job to get close to somebody, and then she would assassinate him. That wasn't very honorable. I can't remember how to pronounce the name. I can see the person. I can see the lady in the white makeup, and I know everything about them, but I can't pronounce their name. It's not Gesha, that's not it. It starts with a G. No.
This sure feels weird.
Yeah, Geisha, that's it.
What's with this place?
They weren't really ladies of the night though. They were like hostesses, like gentlemen's clubs. They were like escorts. They weren't right. They could choose to have relations if they wanted, but they were hired in times of war to assassinate people sometimes.
Take the lead! Here we go! Pew, 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 pew.
But at the same time, like, I understand what Sucker Punch was doing, is they were trying to show that no matter what happens, a Japanese samurai will not, you know, turn his convictions from whether or not he ends up dying in battle or not. He's not going to change his methods, and if he did, you know, he would become a monster. That was the whole premise of the Ghost of Tsushima. Is like Jin was struggling with his upbringing of being like this, you know, very honorable warrior, and by incorporating the methods of the Mongols who were invading his country, invading his territory, he was like losing his soul. Yeah, the way of Bushido, the way of the warrior, right? But at the same time, like, that was a romanticized version of what Bushido was, that Americans interpreted. Because, like I said, in Japanese media in general, there are several instances where samurais did a lot of, we'll say, unhonorable things to their enemies. So, I wouldn't say that they were worse than the Mongols, but there was a lot of backstabbing of people they didn't like, or other lords and things like that. It was very common. Yeah, it was like, Sucker Punch was kind of like trying to incorporate a type of chivalry. Because the Japanese samurais did have a code of honor. It's just, it didn't always pan out that way. And there were a lot of samurais that were not very good to their countrymen either, because a samurai was a high position in society, so a peasant would be below a samurai. So it wouldn't be uncommon for some samurai, not all, some of them, to bully their, you know, like kind of like a landlord. They would mess with the people that lived on their land. Which, I think the best depiction of samurais and ninjas and stuff like that would be the, believe it or not, the Ubisoft and From Software game, Tenchu. Tenchu is the perfect example of, like, samurai and shinobi culture in one game. Because it shows both corrupt lords, it shows, like, Robin Hood-like characters, like, the assassins that you play as. It shows the loyalty of how, like, shinobis would be incorporated and things like that. And it, for the most part, kept to very realistic approaches to how combat with a shinobi would work. Which is one of the reasons why I love the Tenchu games so much. Now, the Tenchu games are very hard because they're stealth-based. And also, again, it's From Software. From Software are the guys who made Dark Souls later on. So that Tenchu game that I showed you guys on this channel a while back, that's pretty much how, like, you know, ninja and samurai warfare and stuff would work. Yeah, I like how the Japanese view our, like, cowboy history, Miss Deanna.
It's been a waste of time.
Yeah. Yep. Their fascination with, like, Western society with, like... Have you noticed there's... there's a lot of anime and manga that takes place in medieval times, and they do a better job of portraying like medieval fantasy than we have like the past like 15 years. Like they have a big love for medieval knights and princesses and stuff like that, and most of their fantasy things where you get whisked away, if you notice it, like those animes, it's all about medieval stuff. Like whenever somebody gets transported to another world in one of those animes or mangas, 9 times out of 10 it's a medieval fantasy world where they're reincarnated. 9 times out of 10. Not every single one where you die and you get transported to another world, but for the most part, most of those are incorporated in some type of like Japanese medieval fantasy. There are very few animes I can think of where the person dies and they end up in feudal Japan. Or a feudal Japan-like world. There's some of them, but for the most part, it's all a reinterpretation of medieval fantasy. Even Goblin Slayer is basically medieval. I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of them that are. It's because they like the medieval stuff. And they spin it.
Here we go!
Yeah, let's go!
Here's your next mission. You won't
They blow out the torches.
castle as long as the red torches are burning. Extinguish all of the red torches.
How do you blow out the torches?
We have to blow the fire out.
Let's go! Here we go! Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I'll take the lead!
Let's go! Here we go!
I'll take the lead! Here we go!
I would think that would put the fire out.
Let's go!
Oh, Espio, because he has a tornado. Ah, okay, that works. That was going to be my next guess. Because he has wind power. Alright, 4 out of 60. Okay, cool.
There's no water, but we can stir the
There's
wind
not
up.
water, but we can use air.
I sense something.
I see where you are!
What are you thinking
With anime, I like both the medieval fantasy stuff and I love the sci-fi things. If you really think about it too, SAO, when they're stuck in that death game,
Here we go!
that death game is essentially medieval. You know, they're trapped in this death game, but the death game models like medieval fantasy.
Let's go!
From the architecture to the uniforms they're wearing, there's very few characters in that are actually dressed as samurai. There's a couple. Klein's group are guys that are walking around in samurai attire, but for the most part, every character that you meet is garbed in some type of medieval attire. And they even have knights in the show.
I'll take the lead!
Which, there's nothing wrong with that. I like medieval stuff. But I like it in a fantasy setting. I don't
Take the lead! Here we go!
particularly like the medieval stuff that, you know, happened IRL
Here we go!
or historical sense. I like the fantasy approach to it.
I'll take the lead!
But the sci-fi stuff I really like too from anime. It's really unique. It's like combining elements of Star Wars and Star Trek with like Stargate and giant robots and things like that. It's so cool. So it's like I always find something that
Switch.
I like from anime.
How about using the switch first?
Can he break this? No. Well, why is that a thing? What does it do? The switch does something.
Here we go.
It didn't open it. Why? Stay away from the switch? What does that mean?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you.
Oh, I see. So if you're too close to... Okay. Alright.
What's that?
Do it from a distance. Thank you.
Leave this to me, boys. Let's go. Here we go.
That makes sense.
Not bad.
So anyway, I'm on such a Japanese like kick right now. You do realize the game that I'm covering next is actually a Japanese game. The Muscle Cat, it's 100% Japanese. It's an indie developer in Japan, I believe. Or it was made by like I don't know if it was Asian Americans or if it's like Asian Europeans. But it's a parody of 90s anime and 90s video games. And it's just stupid fun. It's a platforming game. It's not very long. But because the entire game is only, I think it's like $17, something like that. So it's only a 2-hour game. It's not very long at all. But I've been looking forward to it for a while because I thought about picking it up on Steam a while ago. But they said in 2025 they were going to re-release the game with like a updated version, like better graphics and like more levels and stuff like that.
Here we go.
So the new game might be a little bit longer. I don't know, but they definitely made improvements from what I heard. So I'm excited to look at it. Bum 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 bum. Ow.
How are we supposed to blow out those torches?
Blow out the torches with air. Wait, is that... Oh, that counts as a torch. Really? No, it doesn't.
I'm starving.
Ah! Ow. Painful. Alright, all the torches are out here. Now what? Looks good. I think. Yeah, everything's done. Okay, we're out.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go.
And tomorrow we'll be looking at a Japanese game too. Tomorrow is Xenoblade. In the morning. So hopefully it's really good.
Plenty of enemies around here.
I mean, I have it on Wii U. I just I'm hoping they made a lot of improvements for it on the Switch. On my way, weirdo. Nah!
I failed. Good.
Still can't believe Amber did that to me. I have no pride left as a gamer. She literally had me right. Super chat goal. If he gets his super chat, maybe he'll play better. Like I can't go any lower than that now. Like there's nothing lower than you can go from there. Like, it's already over. It's like, at this point, like,
We don't know what that switch
like
triggered.
I think that even locals are cooler than me. I've hit the very bottom. I think. That's cool, Jotaro. Well, I hope it does well. I've had to wait almost 5 days for another Monster Hunter episode. So, between this and, you know... Like, they do not give us 1,000 views anymore until we get close to 3 hours. Like, this stream is still, like, even with all the super chats, I kid you not, it's like at 880 views. Like, we're 2 hours and 50 minutes in. And still not there. I heard from a YouTuber friend of mine that said he had to stream for 5 hours with 100 people watching in order to get, like, 1,500 views. And I was like, that's insane. And he's like, yeah. He says, I did a 5-hour stream, no super chats, no members. And he said, I got 1,000 views after, like, I was getting ready to end. He says it was like... And I'm just like, how do they expect us to survive? Like, we've been streaming on YouTube for, like, 10 years. Pretty much, 2015, 2025. It's like, how do they expect YouTube gaming people to survive this kind of stuff? It's like, you really can't. Because, I mean, if they withhold payment until you hit 1,000 views on a stream, and even if the stream doesn't get 1,000 views, they don't pay you the live streaming thing. You have to wait for whatever VOD money you make. It's like, how can they expect people without super chats that are strictly ad revenue to survive? You can't. Yeah, they don't. Exactly, yeah. I was even asking my friend, I was like, are you going to continue to stream on YouTube if, like, you're barely getting 1,000 views, like, after, like, a 5-hour stream or something? And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. He says, I've been here for years. It's like, where do you go? Like, exactly. How in the world are you supposed to do this?
You can't have flowers without bees. Charming, do your thing.
Maybe I don't have to put that one out. Does that count?
You can't have flowers without bees. Charming, do your thing.
Is that a torch thing we need to put out or no? The only problem is you can't pay your bills with fun. Like,
I'll take the lead!
we've been doing this as a career for 15, 16 years. No, it's not heckling. I can't pronounce as Juan somebody.
Let's go.
Oh, they're saying there's a lady YouTuber that just streams for fun and doesn't worry about views. So
Who would not worry about views? The only way you wouldn't worry about views is if we're making so many views, you don't have to worry about it. We didn't worry about views either when you had a lot of views. I mean, you could only stream for fun if you were doing, you realize that a lot of YouTubers, even the time Luke and I started YouTube, a lot of the people that were our competitors came from money. They were literally paying for views from their family's money, and they were literally just, you know, even one huge famous YouTuber, which I won't name. His income started plummeting, and he had a hugely expensive apartment in New York City. He had to get his girlfriend to pay all his rent because his channel was making nothing. Like,
I
literally,
remember
you
that.
guys realize that you cannot just stream for no money. That nobody, who is she streaming from a box?
Also,
From a car? Like, what are you talking about?
this is my question. After she,
In what way would you not worry about views? Who is that?
this is my question.
Do you know how much money she makes?
No.
Have you asked her how much money
Amber,
she makes?
that's not my question.
No, I'm asking the person who's asking the question, like, because, like, what are you talking? Does her family have inheritance? What are you talking about?
All right,
Who wouldn't worry about views?
am I allowed to speak? I want to speak. Is she getting like over 1,000 views per video after she live streams? Because if she's getting thousands of views after she's done streaming, then she's making money. Like, there's no denying that.
Why? What?
If she's getting like 100 views and she's like happy with that, I mean, more power to her. She'll never be able to do this as a job.
Let's go.
Yeah, like you can't just stream.
Here we go.
Take the lead!
I mean, the fact that you heard of her and you saw her view, her channel, then obviously she's getting enough views that you were alerted to her video. Because like most people haven't heard of us in 12 years.
I'm just saying, if she's getting like over 1,000 views after she's done streaming, she's making money. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, if you're making enough views that you wouldn't care about the views, then you obviously wouldn't worry about it.
yeah, see, she's a big streamer, so
So
yeah,
then
exactly.
why, of course she
So
wouldn't worry
the reason why she's saying she's not worried about anything is because she's expecting people to watch her videos when she's done.
She would worry about it if it started to plummet like ours.
Yeah.
And she would start asking you guys to start liking the video and sharing stuff.
If she was in our boat, which most people don't stay in our boat, they quit. Because not only is the stress immense, but also, like, you're not making a living anymore.
Here we go.
The only time people speak out about
Right.
stuff is when things aren't working.
So why would she ask more people to come in if she already has 1,000 people watching the stream? You realize Luke and I used to have 2,000 or 3,000 people watching. We never asked anyone to like or share the time. So I don't understand what the point is. When we had that many people watching, we didn't ask people to like or share either. Look how many people are watching right now. That's not 1,000, so I don't really understand your point.
Yeah, we have a
I don't understand the point.
we have a clickbait title. We have a creepy thumbnail because people have told me that the picture of that I chose has given people nightmares.
So then what is the point? You're actually proving yourself wrong. You just proved yourself wrong. You said she doesn't worry about views. What, that would be like saying a billionaire doesn't worry about what they're gonna eat tomorrow. I mean, I don't understand what your point is. Okay, let's not talk about this anymore, okay? I don't understand. You were pretending as though you had a streamer that streams for 0 views that doesn't worry about it, but you lied.
Here we go!
And there is no streamer. There is no such streamer. She has 1 million views, like you just said. You just proved yourself wrong.
Here we go.
Did that count as a fire thing? I guess not.
Let's go.
Well, yeah.
Oh, there is no such.
Nope, we're the only ones. We're the only ones that are struggling this much that can't even... Well, actually, no, there's about 100 other
And
streamers.
please don't advertise other streamers on our chat. If you're gonna bring her up, it should have been for a point that you were making. Obviously, you weren't making any point at all. Don't talk about it again.
Here we go!
That makes sense. Wait, is this the right way? I have no idea what I just did, but I can't go back. Wait, can I go back? No. How do they expect you to find 60 candles? I don't even think this counts as a candle, does it?
Let's go.
No.
Well, I heard that Bill Gates doesn't worry about what he's gonna eat next week because he has more than $10 in his bank account.
Here we
And I
go.
can do it too.
Asmund Gold doesn't worry how much he makes because he invests. He doesn't worry about cancel culture or anything because he makes so much money through investments.
Let's go.
He sees his YouTube channel as pocket change and he makes like 60 grand a month on his YouTube channel. It's like, wow. I don't put ads on my videos.
It's not a lot of people though. Like it would be a lot of people if we were making 100 people in the chat. Would be a lot of people if it said 5,000 views after.
Yeah.
And and we were making more than 60 cents
Switches and see what happens!
for a stream if it doesn't get 1,000 views, but it's not a lot because YouTube keeps counting views differently. So I mean, it would be a lot. I mean, I'm not counting views. I'm counting money. I need to get paid.
Here we go.
If there was a trillion people watching and YouTube says you get 10 cents per trillion people that are watching, then that wouldn't be enough more people watching for me. I would need 7 trillion people then. Because they're not paying me. They're only paying me per trillion people. So I have to have however much people YouTube says I need to have. That's how many people I have to have. So if it says, you know, you need to have 400 people watching, then I have to have 400 people watching. I don't get paid. So it's not a lot if you don't get paid. If they say you have under 400 people and you don't get paid, then 400 is no longer a lot anymore.
This is a long hallway.
Because you're not being paid anything.
So what other YouTubers are discovering is ever since February 27th is they have to stream more. And the reason why, this is interesting. One of my YouTube friends believes the reason why they're forcing YouTubers to stream more is because they have a new ad like feature on like most streams, which they do. They've added 2 things. They've added the super ads button, as well as they've added the be right back thing. And they believe that by forcing YouTubers to use this new thing and force them to go on breaks and things like that, they can run more advertisements on longer streams. So in reality, how they're counting views now is less than what they were, or they're how they're counting up toward it is most streamers can't get 1,000 views unless they stream for no less than 3 to 4 hours.
But that's basically paying people like 10 cents an hour. Like, it's terrible. Like, they're literally like, there should be some kind of union. But I don't like talking about it because, look, nobody in the chat even understands. Like, if you guys could see the back of our channel, you would understand. There's no reason to even talk about it because nobody here understands.
There's something wrong here.
Like, no, not a single person watching understands. And never will, no matter how much you talk about it.
Understood.
I'm just
There's
saying,
something
like,
wrong
nobody
here.
will ever understand.
Going around and around and around.
Like, and if they did understand, then they would get what you're saying immediately and agree with you, but nobody gets it.
Here we go.
Because nobody's listening. But
Here we go.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying only 100 people are probably in our position,
Take
but
the lead. Here we go.
I have to say though, in reality,
Let's go.
you know, there are a lot. I mean, we're in a position where, you know, like, you guys, in your minds, you guys believe that we're like struggling more than most people. But in reality, most YouTubers are making like $300 a month. Like, most YouTubers are struggling. They just give up. Like, we are...
There's something wrong here.
We are actually still doing better than most YouTubers because we haven't given up and we have 16,000 videos. We're not struggling more than most YouTubers. Here we go. We're struggling to make our income more than most YouTubers that we need to run our channel, which is a channel that we run together full time. But most YouTubers are struggling so much they haven't even got their channel off the ground in 20 years.
Here we go.
So I mean,
Here we go.
I think I have to turn that on.
Let's go. Here we go.
most YouTubers don't. The fact that they're making it, like we're one of the few people that you know has a chance at making it because we have so many videos. But most YouTubers they've already killed off.
Take the lead.
Like
Here we
not
go.
physically,
Oh my gosh, Amber.
but they've killed their channels off. They've killed most
that's
YouTube
dark.
channels off. I mean, you guys are comparing us to people with this comparable number of subscribers.
Here we go.
Which we should
But
be in that.
our channel is only functioning as well as a channel with 1,000 subscribers. Our channel, only 1,000 people can see our videos, so I mean,
If that.
usually 80 people can see it.
Let's go. Here we go.
If that,
Take
then
the
it's
lead.
40.
Here we go.
So our channel is functioning as a 1,000 subscriber channel. We're just working 20,000 hard as any 20,000 subscribers.
Let's go.
I don't think I have to put that. Do I have to put that flame out? Because I can't reach that.
I mean, compared to other YouTubers that have 500,000 subscribers, yeah, we're struggling, but we don't actually have 500,000 subscribers that can see our videos. So, you can't really compare us to them.
Ignore blue flames. Blue flames get ignored. Okay, good to know. So, there's something
There's
wrong.
something wrong here.
We're going around
We're
and
going
around.
around and around and around and around and around and around. Okay, let's try this.
Here we go.
Whoops.
Here we go.
Unless this was the correct way to go in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube Premium actually helps YouTubers.
Yep.
I mean, it's a nicer thing to do for the channels you watch than get ad block.
YouTube Premium is YouTubers get a commission, but I always thought...
They have lowered the amount that YouTubers get.
Ha! Of course.
I saw an update about it, and it's way lower. It's like less than half.
Well, they're pushing this weird, which is bizarre because I thought that they said, you know, they were never going to be one of those companies that did the click thingies. They're expecting most YouTubers to activate like this new revenue thing by May, and it's like
Here we go.
when YouTubers say, hey, go click this and put in this promo code for this product or blah blah blah. They're like having people do that, and they're now counting it as like another form of revenue. And it's like, I don't even know how to do that.
Here we go.
And they keep saying you're not doing it or it's not active. It's like, I don't even know how to activate it. It's like, isn't a YouTube manager's job to teach us how to do stuff that we don't know?
Yeah, guys, I don't really want to. I don't want to be compared to other YouTubers. I don't know how the conversation got started, but I was just here to if I'm loose in case someone was saying that, you know, like, people don't care about their views, because everyone does too. Like, the fact that people quit if their views go down a little bit, I swear, if that person getting millions of views, if her views went down just a little bit, it's very possible she would just quit.
Of course.
Because she does care about views.
It happens all the time. VTubers quit all the time.
In reality, we're one of the few people that don't care about views, because we actually just care about our channel and our community. We're probably the only people that don't care about views, because our views are extremely low, and we're still here, which is more than I can say than anyone else. Anyone else in this position would not be here. So, we're the only ones who don't care about it.
Yeah, the bare minimum was just 1,000 views, and now we can't even, YouTube won't even let us get that, so we're like, we're terrified, personally. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do at this point, because I can't reach that. Like, there's some type of weird skull puzzle here that I just can't figure out.
I mean, I thought we did this with the last people. We went to the last.
You have to understand that this puzzle has, like, every time you bring in another team, like, it might look similar to when you were playing with Sonic and all those other characters, but it changes. So with Team Chaotic, they do things differently than Sonic or Amy or anybody would do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The
Yeah.
puzzle's different for each person.
Not just the puzzle, but you know how, like, roguelike games changes up how levels are, like, it's never the same level the same way? Well, this game was kind of ahead of the curve, because not just the level layout doesn't change every time you play it, but every team that you play outside of Sonic and Shadow, they change up how the level layout is. So in Chaotic's case, the level layout is completely different than Sonic, Shadow, and Amy.
Let's go. Let me go.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So the struggle with me with this is, like, I can't quite figure it out.
Look, there it is again.
Do you want me to try it, or do you want me to look it up? Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I forgot to pay
If
the
I
electric
spent
bill
my
for the
days
office.
looking at other YouTubers and how many views they got, let's just say I don't spend my days doing that. I don't look at a single other YouTube channel all day. I don't care. I don't care if everyone else is getting trillions of views. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
I'll take the
I'm just
lead.
focused on my own channel. It doesn't. I'm not concerned.
Well, the thing you have to remember about, like, if you see millions of views or thousands of views, like, so quickly, they're botted. And a lot of those VTuber agencies, they inflate the numbers so that they can get super chats from people. They make their VTuber actors look bigger than they are, and the sad thing is, a lot of those VTubers don't even receive most of those super chats. It goes to their agency that they're a part of. So the agency that created or allowed those, it's almost like a YouTube network. Like these VTubers that are part of like these massive conglomerate groups, like they're receiving a commission and they earn something, but they're not millionaires.
Right, they only get a small percentage.
So they are getting...
So when they're saying thank you for the super chat, they don't actually get it.
They get a percentage. They get a less of a percentage than YouTube, like, taking for partners, because they have an ad agency that is responsible for their debut. So this is all stuff I've learned over the years that I had no idea.
Find the switch that in that endless hallway, says Proto Platformer.
Okay, we'll try to find the switch.
Thank you, Proto Platformer.
And a lot of VTuber, former popular ones have come forward and said, you know, I did all this other stuff, but I didn't make anything that people were thinking I was making. It's like, I'm still in a crummy apartment somewhere in the Philippines or somewhere in Japan.
In reality, like, even when we were, you know, really successful, a lot of what people thought we were making, like, we weren't, because everything went to business expenses.
Come on,
And
Chommy.
a lot of times we would break even because we had to go to conventions.
Here we go.
And we had to pay for that, and we had to pay for all the equipment, and we had to pay for giveaways. And at the end of all that, you don't make money.
There's something wrong here.
We're going around and around and around.
I have no idea where this hidden thing is.
I'm not complaining about anything today. I'm thankful for today. I'm doing well today. I don't see anyone being evil to me today. But if you, I appreciate that, Shadow Tripper, but I don't. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at YouTube. I am. I don't like talking. That's why I would rather focus on the game and not talk about it. I would rather not talk about it. I don't see any point in discussing business things with viewers.
Fly up? Fly up where?
Here we go.
I'm looking. I'm not seeing anything up here.
Here we go.
I'm seeing some blue flames. I'm seeing the flower that I came in with. And I'm seeing an endless hallway.
Here we go.
Oh, I see it now.
Here we go.
Use Charmy, not Vector.
Here we go.
Okay, I activated a switch. Will this let me out of this crazy house now? Doors open. Alright, let's go. Oh my gosh, this is too much. Too much craziness. Too much going on.
Here we go. Let's go.
Put that out. Put that out. Put that out.
Careful not to
4 hours
fall.
still.
It's really dangerous here.
Or almost 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Don't forget to watch the YouTube short playlist, everyone.
Well, I'm gonna have to start the next stream. So this stream has done everything it can. The good news is, at least there was enough that I'd say 90% chance that there is another Sonic stream tomorrow. It's much better than position we were in yesterday. But still not quite where I was.
Crazy haunted house.
Especially for a 3-hour stream, you know.
I don't know, man. You have your own methods, I have my own. I like to remain positive. I like to remain
Oops, is there something I can break on there?
I don't want people to if I'm having a bad time on YouTube, I don't want anyone to know about it. It would be much worse if people knew. I would rather people not think anything bad about me.
No, let me down, let me down, let me down. There. Stay on the side. There's gotta be some torches down here. Maybe. No. No.
I'll take the lead. Here we go.
Oh.
Let's go.
No. Okay, I activated some switch. Did something. Was this here last time? There's more torches.
I'll take the lead.
Let's go.
Put that out. Put
I went the entire morning without talking about my phone. Saying, I did ask people to watch the show. I did tell people a few times to use their phone.
Here we go.
I talk about all kinds of things.
There's no point because people don't know anything about it and they misunderstand everything you're saying.
Here we go.
So it makes it even worse and then
Here we go.
it doesn't help.
Here we go.
Go up.
Here we go.
Crap. Yes! There we go. Okay, did I miss anything? Any other flame thingies down there?
I would rather... I don't want to talk about it. I can't even tell you.
Well, I can't promise things because I'm not even aware that I do it, so...
I don't even want to be having this
knows what could
conversation
happen
on
if you
this.
trigger this switch.
The longer I stream, the more likely things happen because...
Right, that's why I'm here, to keep you from talking about it.
Okay.
I don't want... I don't...
It's alive.
Go, 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 go.
People offered to, help us with our Patreon when we were very successful. Years ago, we didn't want to do that because we thought we were making plenty, so it didn't matter.
Let's take care
If
of
we had
this.
done that years ago, we would not be in this position today because we'd have a nice little Easter egg or whatever you call it.
Easter egg.
An egg, nest egg, of
Nest
money
egg.
from all the stuff people were going to donate years ago. We told them not to donate anything.
Because we were fine with ad revenue.
Right, and I do not want to complain now because I don't want Super Chats to be out of pity. I want it because the channel's a fun place to go and people would like to Super Chat. If people Super Chat to other successful people, why not me? I don't want people to Super Chat out of pity. And it's very depressing. Because that means
Wait, when did people super chat out of pity?
every time people talk about how the views are down, then people Super Chat. I don't want to do
That's
that.
not true. You're gonna make people stop super chatting. Just stop talking.
That's why I just want to make a fun stream. I don't want to talk about
Take the lead.
Let's go.
How am I gonna get
Here we go.
Oh,
Let's go. Here we go.
I mean, just stop. You're drowning yourself.
I'll take the
I don't even want to be talking about the views. I would prefer never to talk about it once, ever.
You have the wrong mentality about super chat.
No, I don't. What? Oh, you know what? I'll shoot.
I don't try to. It has to do with how long I'm streaming. My mind just wanders.
Here we go.
Yeah. Almost done with the fire.
Let's go.
I didn't say anything.
Here we go.
I'll take the lead.
I know you made food.
Here we go. Here we go.
Let's go. Here we go. Run! Run!
I'll take the lead.
Let's go. Here we go.
I'll take the lead.
Let's go. Here we go.
Okay, more flames.
I'll take the lead.
Let's go.
Can't believe they have 60 flames in this level. That is nuts.
Here we go.
Wait, no. I gotta keep exploring. I'm sure there's more flames I missed. There was all these broken walls. Oh, whoops. Don't you die.
Run! Run!
I only have 2 lives left.
Anytime you're ready.
I'll take the lead!
Let's go. Here we go.
I'll take the lead!
Let's go. I'm sure we can break some of these walls. Here we go.
I'll take the
We
lead!
need to find a wall to break if we want to continue.
There's no...
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go!
I was just talking about laundry with Amber. Alright. I don't know how to make that thing fall down that's up there. It's just sitting there. Do you guys know? That's correct, Miss Deanna. Orange flames are what you're looking for. I know! I am doing orange flames, but... There's a platform up... Okay, never mind. There it is. I explored every aspect of this area, so I'm sure I didn't miss any flames. The problem is if you miss something, you can't come back to it.
It's a giant spider web!
Should we grind on it to cross over?
Can I put... I can't put out these flames, right? I guess the next stream's gonna be at 7 because I'm not done here. I really want to push until I get what I need. Because I'm tired of... They keep penalizing every time I drop below. I'm noticing...
Proceed with caution.
Below 1,000.
Be careful not to fall.
Yes. No, that's consistent. Still, I think. Mostly, yeah. It's in a good territory to start the cat stream and have some food.
Here we go.
I just explained to you.
Take the lead.
The reason why I'm pushing so much with this stream is because I've noticed a pattern that if I don't hit 1,000, then every stream I do after that, they subtract like another, or withhold like another 200 or 150, and it just keeps like 800 becomes the new norm. And I don't want it to that. If I'm pushing myself to stream for over 3 hours, I deserve that 1,000.
Proceed with caution and be careful not to fall.
No, I don't. Shoot. No, don't fall. You're not on mute right now. Not on mute. You're not on mute.
Proceed with caution and be
Because you're
careful
so
not
far
to
away.
fall.
No. Don't tell me that was it, please. I was right there. No! Alright, so anyway, guys and gals, thanks so much for watching. We're going to attempt to do more Team Chaotic tomorrow. There was a lot of fail that happened. Next up is a mystical muscle cat game for Nintendo Switch. It is available on other systems, but I only have it on Switch, so hopefully the game will play great. And this will be one of the last Switch games outside of Xenoblade. So you'll be redirected over to the Muscle Cat game. The musical interlude and the long outro will be cut out. Alright, thank you guys. God bless, happy gaming. See you in a little bit. And thank you guys for the super chats. You guys are amazing. See you in a bit.